Let's talk about how to fight with Crocodile Dundee's Bowie knife. When you're talking about how to fight with Crocodile Dundee's knife, you're really talking about how to fight with a Bowie knife, albeit a very, very long one. But before we get there, let's talk about grips, because we don't get to fighting without talking about the grips. Now, you can't really hold this knife in an ice pick grip. Why is that? A is because look at the length of this. It's very unwieldy. Moreover, I lose a lot of that 18 inches because I don't have the maximum extension when I have it in an ice pick grip. I really only get that with the Saber grip. And if I hold it in my preferred ice pick grip here with the edge in, you'll see that this little finger guard interferes with my ability to manipulate the weapon. Why? Because it hits against my wrist as I do so. So that leaves us with really only two grips. And that is a traditional Saber grip, either with the thumb on top or without, or what I like to call the forward edge up grip, where the edge is actually facing up. And let me show you why. If I hold it in a traditional Saber grip, I can use it just like I do any knife. It's such a big knife, I can actually use it as I would a machete. So as Nero comes in with that attack, I can block with the side of the blade, pass his weapon along, and I can use this edge to slash, rip out, hit with the puño, and be on my way. But a unique attribute of the Bowie knife is this clip point and false edge. What does that allow me to do? Well, if Nero launches that same #1 attack, I can block it with the strong spine. And then I can do that same pass, but with the clip point, I can rip the throat, finish up with a stab to the throat, rip it out, and then attack to the base of the skull with the puño, and then be on my way. With all this being said, I want you to think about this less as a knife and more like a mini sword, right? Because that's really kind of what it is. And that means all of the cons of a sword are in play here. I probably wouldn't want something like this in close quarter fighting because of its size, but overall, now that's a knife that you can fight with.